G'day guys, thank you for tuning in. We have a monster impact driver comparison. These are 6 of the leading 18 volt units on the market. This comparison is not possible without our 2 sponsors.
Yep.
Thank you so much to Tool Centre McKinnon and to Discount Trader. Great shops, check them out.
Yep.
What are we going to do with this?
We're going to crunch them, guys. Dwayne's got some fairly heavy duty tests to do. We're going to go bugles, we're going to go coaches, we're going to talk about torque.
Yep.
Look, some of the numbers of these tools are now saying 2 of them over 200 newton meters.
Yeah.
We've got 3,500 plus RPM on some. So
Yeah.
we really want to break that down and try and tell the whole story.
Yeah, that's right.
So
not just the most powerful, but what is the impact driver that you want in your hand?
Yeah, it's going to suck at times because it's going to hurt, but hopefully at the end,
Yeah.
we've got a decent pick for you.
Yeah.
And some good info.
All right, let's get into it.
Right.
Okay, first up we have the very common task of just screwing a couple of pine studs together. These are 35mm pine studs and 75mm bugle batten screws. So we have the 4, 5 or 6 amp hour batteries, so high capacity batteries on each tool. And we're just putting in 9 of them as fast as we can to see who can win this fairly easy task for modern day impact drivers. You can see that the DeWalt and the Makita impact drivers are leading the race, and we think that's probably due to their very high RPM. So they've finished at 36 seconds each, which is only 4 seconds per screw. Pretty impressive. The Hitachi not far behind on 41 seconds and the Milwaukee at 43 seconds. Those tools also have high RPMs over 3000. And then we have the Metabo at 52 seconds and the Bosch at 57 seconds. Our major sponsor for this video is Discount Trader. Mike and I have personally bought a few things from them. They've got a huge online store and a great eBay store. If you're after quality tools at discount prices, check them out. Right, this test is a bit tougher. We're asking the impact drivers to put in 5 screws, 125mm long, bugle batten screws, down into hard cypress pine posts. After the first screw goes in, I've sped up the next 4 5 times faster than real time, just so we don't have to wait for quite so long. And as you can see, there's some big disparities in the speeds. You've got the DeWalt and the Hitachi, the Makita and the Milwaukee doing very well between 1:10 and 1:16, so almost identical. The Metabo is a bit slower at 1:35. The Bosch really doesn't like this test, these harder torque applications. 2:20 being double the time of the fastest units. We're now going to do a close-up of each tool, starting with the Bosch GDX18V EC. This is a brushless impact driver released early 2014, so one of the older ones. It is the heaviest and longest of the impact drivers in this comparison, but it's easy to see why. It's actually a hybrid impact driver and wrench. So on top of your regular 1/4 inch impact bits that it takes, you can also put a 1/2 inch socket on the outside for driving nuts and bolts. Up next is the DeWalt DCF887. This is DeWalt's 3rd brushless impact driver, and this one's only just been released in the first half of 2016. It has the highest torque rating of 205 newton meters and has a single hand bit ejection. It has a 3-ring LED like the Bosch unit. Up next is the Hitachi WH18DDL. This is probably the oldest unit in our comparison. It's really the one that's led the way for several years. It's an IP56 unit, water and dust proof, which is very cool. And it also was the first to implement a self-tapping mode for self-tapping screws. Alright, this is the Makita DTD148, released in late 2014. It's the lightest and also easily the shortest at 119mm. It has the highest speed at 3600 RPM, and it also has a self-tapping mode like the Hitachi. Right, this is the Metabo SSD18 LTX 200. This is Metabo's only 18 volt impact driver, and it's a brush unit. They haven't released a brushless one. It's not quite up to the others in terms of speed or torque, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. It is worth noting that Metabo have a 3-year warranty on their batteries. Lastly, we have the Milwaukee Fuel M18 FID. This is part of their next gen fuel range, released in late 2015. It almost equals the DeWalt with 203 newton meters of torque, and it has a 5-year tool warranty and a self-tapping mode like the Makita and the Hitachi. If you enjoy comparing specs like I do, please pause because I'm not going to spend long on this, but I just draw your attention to the weights, which are reasonably similar, the torque ratings, the speed, top RPM of each unit, the length, and also some of the features and drawbacks of each tool. 3 of these units have a self-tapping mode. We're just first going to show you the Milwaukee, put a couple of self-tapping screws in, that's into 2mm steel tube. As you can see, without adjusting the trigger at all, the impact driver is very good at not stripping the threads at all. And this is the Makita on its T mode for self-tapping. As you can see, this one is not nearly as active as the Milwaukee and stripped both of those screws. Lastly, we have the Hitachi, which was the first to implement this sort of tool and does it very, very well. So after it cuts through, very precise control over the screws. This is a test we did for each of the tools and they all gave the same results, so we're just showing one of them, and that is the power difference between a slim battery, which is on right now, a 2 amp hour DeWalt battery, and a high capacity battery. So I'm just switching over to the 5 amp hour now. You can actually hear as well as see the difference. So high capacity batteries actually give you a good power boost with all of these impact drivers. Okay, our last and toughest test are coach screws or lag screws. So first we're putting down 5 75mm screws that are 10mm. After the first one, I'm fast forwarding the next 4. And this is just a speed test. Once again, you can see that those fast 4 are between 28 and 30 seconds, the Makita just winning. The Metabo, again, a little bit behind at 38 seconds. And the Bosch struggling to keep up. It's going to take 50 seconds. So sort of confirming previous results. Okay, these are 12mm coach screws, 100mm long into the same treated pine posts without pre-drilling. This one's not so much about speed as about figuring out whether they can all actually drive them that far, being such a tough ask. So the Makita and the Hitachi, though quite quick, left the screws sitting up about 10mm per out of a washer, whereas the DeWalt was able to pull it down all the way. The Metabo and the Milwaukee were quite close but couldn't pull them down all the way. The Bosch is taking a bit longer, as we've seen. Interestingly, we actually found the Bosch was more powerful with a socket adapter than putting the socket on the actual wrench hybrid front. So we actually used a socket adapter for this one. Despite being a bit slower, it was actually able to pull them down flush like the DeWalt.
So that's all the testing done. We now need to pick a winner. So first up, we're going to tell you about some little things that we encountered during the testing.
Yep.
Batteries. They all come with slim, they all come with high capacity batteries in different kits and such, but impact drivers, all of them, are more powerful on their big batteries.
Yeah, respond really well to the difference.
It's not just runtime, they actually have more power, so keep that in mind when you work with them.
Yep.
I mean, the impact driver market has come a long way. These are all good tools.
Yeah.
They're better than the tools we own. The best of these are, certainly at least.
Yeah.
So go get yourself a new impact driver, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Lights. The Metabo light doesn't stay on after you let go.
No.
Don't like it.
No, don't like it. And the other ones, look, everybody's got lights, we know that.
Yeah.
These two here, they got the 3 LEDs around them, don't cast a shadow, really like them, super bright, so it's just a little point of difference.
Didn't score it, but we love it.
Yep.
Now, a little bit of annoyance with the Metabo and the Hitachi. Just a very minor thing, they are harder to change the batteries.
Yeah.
They're the type of tool where you go to think this is going to be easy, and it actually takes you 3 goes to get the battery on because it's so wide and thin and...
Yeah. Some guys are going to say different, but hey, we've been sitting here playing with these for 2 solid days now, like 30 hours almost, and these two just continual, just jagging. So again, little thing, but we want to note it.
Very small.
Yep.
These are all 3-speed.
Yep.
So it's not worth mentioning that much, except that I'm quite a fan. I really like that with these high-end tools, you can use them like a screwdriver for pocket screws, for electrical work, working with plastic, things where you don't want to destroy your work.
Yeah, because there's such high speeds and raw power. If you think Dwayne and I agree on everything, I'll dispel that theory by, we had a really robust discussion about this. I personally don't care for it. I can now see the benefits of it after having the discussion, but I don't use it.
You're not used to it.
No, I'm not used to it, and I don't give 2 hoots about it, but I can see the benefits for some people and for people who are starting to use them to get used to using the speeds.
Yep. All right, let's talk about the power. So the Makita and the DeWalt were the clear power winners.
Power, yep.
Not far behind was the Milwaukee and the Hitachi.
Yep.
The other two really lagged.
Yep, a fair bit behind, weren't they?
They were in comfort and form. The tiny Makita.
Yeah,
Really cool.
straight away, that's got full points for us. So that won the comfort and form.
Yeah.
Small, light, just it's a comfy.
It's mainly
unit.
its shortness.
Yeah.
They're all comfy, they're all light.
Yep.
But that one's really short.
Yes.
There was a couple of little annoyances. We took off half a mark more than the others on the Bosch, just because its chuck system bit holder is a bit big and cumbersome.
Yeah. That of course is the GX, which you'll see we make up for it because we do like that that's an addition.
It does give you
So
extra
afterwards
thing.
you'll see it balances out a bit.
That's right. The Milwaukee's got a sharp bit of plastic under the trigger.
Yeah.
And if you don't grab the trigger just right, you're going to push down on plastic that isn't rounded over.
Yeah.
And it actually hurts your hand a little bit.
Yeah, it does. If you're only doing a few screws and bolts every now and again and then put it down, but when with his test, we've done hundreds of bugles and bolts and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's actually rubbed against my finger and stinking hurts. So it's a little manufacturing fault, I think. I'd
Little
call it.
annoyance. Yep.
Yeah.
We've scored the charge times. The Hitachi's a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And then there's a grading down after that.
Yep.
The DeWalt's the only one that doesn't have a fast charger available in
I
Australia.
understand there are different kits and different stuff you can get with it, but we've rated it on roughly what they come with and what we believe they come with.
Yep.
That's a Jet. The other ones you sort of go, well, it'd be nice if you had your fast charger in it, if you made one.
That's right. We gave another point to the Milwaukee, DeWalt, and Makita because they have single-hand bit changes.
Yep.
We really like that.
Yep.
And you can just push a bit straight in, which is handy when you
Balance it up on the ladder or
when
something
you're
like that.
tied up.
Yep.
The DeWalt's the only one with a single-hand ejection.
Yes.
So that's my favourite because you can pull that out and ejects the bit.
Yeah, it's his favourite because he likes to be able to do single hand like that while he's still holding his hamburger and Coke, so he doesn't have to drop it.
Or my donut.
Or his donut.
All right, we have a few other bonus points to give. The Hitachi IP56.
Yeah, super. Which, if anyone's using it, the reason why the battery's stinking hard to get off and on all the time, little rubber thing, IP56 is super, guys. I really don't know why more manufacturers aren't going towards it.
That's right.
This thing's water and dust proof. That is worth extra points, and it's worth a few extra bucks if that's what you have to do.
That's right. It also gets another 1.5 points for its S mode, self-drilling.
Yeah, that is cool. The Makita one is the T mode, and these two are the S mode.
Yep.
This really, really lacks, doesn't it?
It's got the feature, but it doesn't seem to work. Whereas the Milwaukee and the Hitachi,
Yeah.
they're brilliant. If you work with sheet metal or thin gauge tube and stuff
Fences.
for a living,
Yep.
you build sheds.
Stratco guys, those sort of ones.
Don't even think about any of these others.
Yeah.
That's going to change your life.
And go and try it in store because you will not believe it until you use it. We were blown away with just how impressive it is.
That's right. So that's all the bonus points we've given.
Yep.
And we said we'd pick a winner. We lied. We picked 2. The results gave 25 full marks to both the Makita and the Hitachi.
Yep. So you'll have to make a decision at some
Yep.
point, obviously. But it was really hard to pick it, guys. So hopefully with the information that Dwayne's giving you on the sheets, you'll be able to go, well, that doesn't matter much to me, so I'm here, or whatever it is.
Yep.
But
That's right.
it was a big test we did, guys. We've been as concise as we possibly could.
Yep.
All the data's there. We really hope you like it.
Yeah, the DeWalt and Milwaukee not far behind at all. These two are a bit lacking compared to the top 4.
Yep.
But yeah, really good fun test.
Fun.
Well, it's 11:30 at night now. We're a bit sick of it, but look, these are great impact drivers, and thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Tune in, watch it for our next video, subscribe.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.